So thank you for joining us today on this Oddfellows Oddcast, and with us is Stacy Thomason of the Gold Hill Lodge in Gold Hill, Oregon. And
Number 129.
Number 129. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is something really cool that got started in her lodge, which is a seed swap and produce swap. And what else kind of a swap is it?
Plant swap.
Plant
also.
swap as well. Okay, great. So this was something that you kind of came up with. You want to tell us about how it came about?
Well, it seemed like the whole world shut down, and I wanted to come up with something that was pandemic friendly and still be able to help the community. So I thought, well, at first everybody kind of freaked out because they're like, oh, you're going to interact with people. Oh, no. I said, no, it's unmanned. No one will be there. It's going to be okay. So yeah, just put all these little stations out in front of the lodge that people could pick up and drop off, and nobody interacts with anybody.
Well, that's awesome.
But it gives them hope and, brightens their day.
Now, I'm sure that people are really anxious to see what it is that you did. And you and I set aside some time a couple weeks ago where you brought out your camera on your phone, and you and I did like a web conference, Zoom sort of thing. And unfortunately, the audio, because it was very windy, didn't work so well, but we still managed to capture a lot. And I'm going to show everybody that here in just a moment. So is there any other thing that happened since that time that you would like to, kind of share with everybody about why we didn't just go redo it?
Sure. So I was in my kitchen and I stepped off a chair and fractured my foot.
No.
And so I'm in a full boot. I'm on a scooter for the next, well, it was a full 3 months of no weight bearing. So yeah, I wouldn't be able to give you a good tour or anything. Yeah. So that's,
we really did want to just redo it so that we would just do, a better job so that you could hear, so that everybody could hear what was going on. So the video that I'm going to share with everybody isn't amazingly clear because it's windy, but we captured, I think, a lot of it. And I think that basically by having this, Zoom meeting and setting it up, it'll give people an appreciation of what it is that we did. Yeah. And the other thing is that, we also did a little bit of a tour of your lodge. And so I'm going to include as much of that as possible. And so since the time when you broke your foot, what has happened with your seed swap that I think that you kind of indicated to me that you were a little surprised on what happened next?
Well, I was out of commission, and other members jumped in there and kind of took good care of it, and it was nice. It was nice to know that the community outreach is still going, and it's being cleaned, it's being filled up and maintained, and I don't have to worry. So.
Well, it's really great because, one of the things that we say in Oddfellows is that, the hand of an Oddfellow is always open to a brother or sister. So, yep. I think that it's really awesome that, even though you're kind of out of commission and not able to go and restock and manage, that they just stepped right in for you. So I think it's really a great, a great thing that you're doing for the community. And I think it's also a really great testament to what the Oddfellows is about and how we, support each other, and then we're stronger together.
Yeah, the sticks, right?
Yeah, the bundle of sticks. We're stronger together as like a bundle of sticks. So I want to thank you for taking a little bit of time here and chatting with me and get this set up. And now I'm going to share the rest of the footage that we got so that people can see what it is that you put together.
Started with this seed swap, and the Access donated 300 seed packets. They did it twice, and so this box is screwed into the table. It's a very sad table. And then I thought, well, this is kind of like Victory Gardens, so I started making these posters Victory Garden style. And then the community said, well, what about plants? I said, okay, let's do some plants, right? So they're not real active right now. There was a lot of plants here before. And then, so there's another Victory Garden sign. It talks about swapping plants. And they're fairly large. You can see they're kind of large. And these banners are left over from a clothing fair, but everybody says, oh, leave them up, we love them. So, and being COVID, I had to create a hand washing station, and all it is a bucket with a spigot. So you'll see, please wash your hands, be safe. Very, very good sign of the times right there. And so we did that, and then I said, oh, what about food? Can we do food? Okay, we'll do food. And so this is our little free food pantry. It's built out of a bookshelf. It has 200 pounds of ore in the bottom of it. The person who helped me build it said, well, let's make it really heavy. So I found a thrift store painting and I tacked that on there. And this is a rainbow poplar that I carved. I guess it was struck by lightning, and that's what gives it that color. And I said, well, what about produce? Okay, City of Gold Hill, let's do produce. So I built this, see that it has covers, and the covers roll back. It's just Venetian, not Venetian blinds, but blinds of some sort. And you can see there are a lot of gardeners in our area. So we got a lot of produce going on. And so that's everything outside here on the sidewalk. We get cars several times a day. People shop in the pantry and donating to the pantry. We've had some cash donations through our GoFundMe for the pantry. They said, it's a good cause, let's throw some money at it. So we're really lucky to be able to keep it going like that. So I did find an abandoned newspaper rack at the grocery store, and they said I couldn't take it with me, but I could work it there. And I have another newspaper rack that I was given that I'm converting into a book nook. Yeah, Access has their own gardens, and they do food service to the seniors. And they said, can we drop off some seeds? I'm like, yes, absolutely. So there was a little bit of swapping around here, but then Access just here's a whole lot, and we're like, yes, you know. And then occasionally I have to come and clean everything, you know, COVID and all, so I sanitize it with this spray. Oh, we have a shopper. Hey. Yeah, and you know what the best part is? Everybody goes, where's that Gold Hill Lodge? Because we want to donate. So they're starting to ask where the address is and stuff. And I'm like, it's the brick building. And they'll show them a picture and give them the address. And so it's kind of putting us on the map too. I've talked to a couple people yesterday, and they're like, oh my gosh, it helped us really get through the month. Just having a little bit extra, you know. So this is outdoor, like a porch paint, I guess. And so it almost has a shine to it. So that's one of the big improvements we made. So we call it, you know, this is terrible, slap some lipstick on that pig. So, and then we, you know, I came here and I was like, you know, tired of looking like a construction zone. So this right here was a lot of plywood, 2x4s. And then I covered it with this whiteboard so we have a more finished look. And then I'm like, well, let's have a little lodge pride. So I started making these various things around the lodge, like this sign here that overlooks what I've been calling the historic ballroom. So, and then we started, oh, you got to see this. Somebody donated some Christmas lights, and we had a big party, and everybody loved them, but you know, you dim them and they blow out the breakers. So we've been switching over to these. And so we've been buying boxes of these and trying to, because that gives us a much more formal look. These are Costco lights, and they're LEDs. And so I was like, you know, we need a trophy case so we can have some more of that lodge pride, you know. And so I got a hold of this cabinet and converted it into a Oddfellows cabinet, right? And you want to see it from this corner. And gosh, we still have the collars, but we wear the chains. And I guess this would be color inner door. That one goes outside. This one goes out to the lodge. It's the one I came in. And I bought a little piano for the lodge, so we can have some more. I'm into music. Oh, first thing me and my husband did, we're like, you know what? We see a future in this lodge, and so we bought a grandfather clock. Anything you do in the lodge is probably going to last another 100 years. And it seems like every time you look at this thing, you got to wind it, though. Mm-hmm. Well, there it goes. There goes the clock. Sorry, cameras all over the place. Sorry about that. This is the kitchen. This was before I got here. They did all this work. they put in these steel tables, and you see the sink back there. And then we got a microwave, so somebody had to build a stand for that microwave because we don't really have cupboards, you know. So, and then up there is a little bit of my artwork.
That's very. So Stacy, I want to thank you for going out and shooting all that, you know, video and sharing with everybody what it is that you're doing and what your lodge is up to with regards to, you know, this really great community project which gets so many people involved. There's all sorts of things that you know, you and I can talk about, and I welcome you at any time if you want to set up a time and talk. You know, we can turn it into another Oddcast. So thank you, Stacy, for joining me on this episode of the Oddfellows Oddcast.
Thank you.